Hello, welcome to the presentation. Firstly, I would like to introduce you to Rua and Kayla, my two dogs who are going to help out with this presentation. This presentation will seek to identify key strategies to advance the employability of participants on the Skills 2020 project and to develop opportunities for entrepreneurship and enterprise. It will also consider definitions and models of employability, entrepreneurship and enterprise, and it will evaluate current status and suggest recommendations for best practice. In short, entrepreneurship, enterprise and employability is concerned with the obtaining, maintaining and sustaining a job, and that's either as an employee or as a self-employed business owner. So let us now look at some definitions. One definition of enterprise is the application of creative ideas and innovations to practical situations. And enterprise combines creativity, ideas development and problem solving with expression, communication and practical action. Enterprise education can enhance careers education and student employability by enabling students to be more opportunity focused, self-aware and attuned to the business environment. Entrepreneurship, on the other hand, is the application of enterprise skills specifically to creating and growing organisations in order to identify and build on opportunities. And entrepreneurship education aims to produce graduates who are capable of identifying opportunities and developing ventures through setting up new businesses or developing and growing part of an existing venture. Attributes associated with entrepreneurs include vision, adaptability, persuasiveness, confidence, competitiveness, risk-taking, honesty, perseverance, discipline and organisational understanding. Definitions of employability include the embedding of a set of achievements, skills, understandings and personal attributes that make individuals more likely to gain employment and then be successful in their chosen occupations. And the embedding of employability into the core of higher education will continue to be a key priority of government, universities and colleges and employers for the foreseeable future. And employability is the key to the future success of graduates in whatever they intend to do in later life. Going on now to look at some models of employability, and there's a particular science or tool to auditing and measuring employability, and a number of tools have been used in the past and have been proposed over the years. I'd like to look at four of them. One is the USEM model of employability by York and Knight, and it's probably one of the most well known and respected, particularly within university and lecturers. USEM is an acronym for four interrelated components of employability, and they include understanding, skills, efficacy beliefs and metacognition. And Knight and York suggest that the thinking behind this USEM model was an attempt to put thinking about employability on a more scientific basis, mostly to appeal to academic staff in their own terms. Another model is the DOTS model by Law and Watts, and that consists of planned experiences designed to facilitate the development of decision learning, opportunity awareness, transition learning and self-awareness, in particular in terms of interests, abilities and values. And the value of the DOTS model lies in its simplicity, because it allows individuals to organise a great deal of the complexity of career development learning into a manageable framework. Then there's the Career Edge model of graduate employability. One of the most recent was introduced in 2007. The Career Edge model helps to, I suppose, bridge the gap between the academic and then the more simplistic by acting as a clear framework for employability development. which can be useful for academic staff, career staff and any other practitioners involved in employability activities. Career age it highlights that it's essential that students are given the opportunity to reflect on and evaluate their experiences and to develop higher levels of self-efficacy, self-confidence and self-esteem. And the career age model uses a metaphorical image of a key, and that key is a practical way of explaining the concept of employability. The last model that I want to look at is the CBINUS model, which looks at attitude and a positive attitude model, and it recommends that a set of attributes, skills and knowledge are required for all labour market participants. And then they would need to possess these in order to be effective in the workplace. And these include business and customer awareness, self-management, teamwork and problem solving, basic literacy, numeracy and ICT, and a positive attitude to work. So all of these models seek to outline the qualities, attitudes and skills that are required to ensure an individual is able to perform successfully within the world of work. And these models, alongside the top 10 employability skills, are used in auditing an individual or an organisation's employability. So moving on then, we would like to look at how we can embed employability effectively within our own teaching practice, and how we can use the auditing models and cognizant of the top 10 employability skills to ensure that there is good best practice within the organisation. Some of the recommendations from our practices audit are there's a number of them. One of them in particular looks at the need for increased engagement with employers, and the creation of work-based learning opportunities, work placements, work experience, and visits to workplaces in conjunction with employers. And part of that engagement with employers is also about employer inductions and guest lecturers from employers. And then another recommendation is the increased liaison that would be required with FE colleges and other training organisations to provide collaborative and supportive progression onto level 2 and 3 for the learners. Another recommendation was the need for increased short course training that are vocationally relevant, and this would increase motivation for participants, examples of which would be the CSR or health and safety card, first aid or food hygiene certificates. And then another recommendation was the need for a standardisation of employability units for all courses, and that these should be mandatory units that would be either embedded within the course or as a bolt-on at the end. That, coupled with a review of training materials to ensure that employability and the employability skills that are required are embedded within the training materials, especially skills such as essential skills, communication, collaboration, independent thinking and independent learning, project-based learning and technology. And then there was another recommendation which was to do with policy and strategy within the organisation, and that recommended that an embedding policy and an embedding employability policy and an embedding employability strategy be developed and reviewed regularly in line with own organisation needs and labour market fluctuations. So moving on from those recommendations, a number of sort of immediate term trials were agreed upon. Those trials were employer engagement, the standardisation of employability within the curriculum, and liaison with FE and HE to enable progression. The employer engagement trial saw a number of positive outcomes, the first of which was that an employers forum was set up, and they have met on 2 occasions. And as part of that, there has been direct involvement of employers to provide work placements and mentoring for Skills 2020 participants. Additionally, employers have taken part in the design and delivery of 2 new subject areas, which are hospitality and retail and cleaning operative training. And they've taken part in an advisory and consultative capacity. Employers have also agreed to work closely with staff and mentors to equip them with relevant information in terms of legislation, advice on the types of skills that are required, and sector-specific requirements to support participants. The standardisation of employability, the employability training, and including the policy and strategy standardisation has seen a number of good outcomes as well. The first one is that there's been a guarantee that there will be full implementation of a new strategy and policy by September 2017. In terms of the employability training, employability units will now be included within each course, and all teaching materials, assessment processes and project-based learning assignments have been adjusted to facilitate employability skills development and capacity building. There has been increased liaison with other training providers and the local FE College, North West Regional College. In particular, there have been initial meetings set up with the college to outline the process and achieve buy-in, and that has resulted in some meetings between management of the college and management of the Skills 2020 project. There has been that has resulted as well in an initial information session to all Skills 2020 staff from North West Regional College, and an agreement by North West Regional College to facilitate Skills 2020 participants both in terms of progression onto level 2 and beyond, and also in terms of the Inspire programme, which is a personal development and employability programme. In all of this, one of the things that became very clear was that embedding employability was a whole organisation approach, and that there was roles for both teachers and management, and then there was roles for learners and curricular roles. So some of the teachers' roles was around marrying and linking practice to theory, deepening student knowledge and learning, contextualisation, providing work experience and team-orientated learning, as well as project-based learning. Management roles centred mainly around links with employers and industry, links with further and higher education, providing visitor and guest speakers, and creating a culture where there could be enterprise activities taking place within the organisation, especially entrepreneurship awards. And University of Ulster have a very good example at the moment of their EDGE employability awards, which could be a good template for management to follow. And then embedding employability within the curriculum was centred around assessment, active learning and technology enhanced learning, and that there should be opportunities within curriculum for all of these opportunities. The audit is going to be an ongoing process, but that is the main findings from the audit for Skills 2020. So I would like to thank you very much for listening to this presentation, and I'm happy to take any feedback or questions from you now. Thank you.